What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Of course, I'm your host, Brandon Blakeney, aka Brandon Lee TV. Back at it again with another banger for y'all people. Y'all know the vibes by now, fam. Kick back, relax, and come take a ride with me.
You are now locked into the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Here is your host, Brandon Blakeney.
Former South Carolina Gamecock national champion Bree Hall finds herself back in the W after a short stint away after being waived by the Indiana Fever. Now, the Golden State Valkyries, depleted by international departures, have called on the former national champion, the 3-and-D specialist, to join the roster, and she will be available for their next contest against the Indiana Fever. Bree Hall, man, salute to her. I feel like she is going to be a really good pro player, and she just needed an opportunity. And just with her skill set of being able to shoot the basketball, being a long wing, being able to guard multiple positions, there is always a need for that in the ever-growing, developing, and evolving W. Now, we know she played 4 seasons at South Carolina and had one of the most decorated careers, period. And the Golden State Valkyries know it. We're talking about the 6'1", two-way guard, 2-time national champion. Started every game for a 38-0 South Carolina squad. Known for the elite defense and the clutch threes, which we know is her calling card. She was taken in the second round back in the WNBA draft by the Indiana Fever. And she will be available as early as Thursday versus the Fever. So, a chance for her to get some revenge potentially, man. And I hope she goes out there and balls out and shows that they made a mistake. But to be fair, man, I can't knock the Fever. I mean, you got Sophia Cunningham as well as Lexi Hull, 2 above-average 3-and-D wings that play the same position. They had 3 players basically competing for 2 starting spots. Now, we know she played 4 seasons at South Carolina and had one of the most decorated careers, period. And the Golden State Valkyries know it. We're talking about the 6'1", two-way guard, 2-time national champion. Started every game for a 38-0 South Carolina squad. Known for the elite defense and the clutch threes, which we know is her calling card. She was taken in the second round back in the WNBA draft by the Indiana Fever. And she will be available as early as Thursday versus the Fever. So, a chance for her to get some revenge potentially, man. And I hope she goes out there and balls out and shows that they made a mistake. But to be fair, man, I can't knock the Fever. I mean, you got Sophia Cunningham as well as Lexi Hull, 2 above-average 3-and-D wings that play the same position. They had 3 players basically competing for 2 starting spots. She played in one of Indiana's 2 preseason games. She had 9 points and 4 rebounds in her lone appearance against the Brazilian national team. Like I said, man, she was one player one of 3 essentially fighting for 2 roster spots with Sophia Cunningham and Lexi Hull. And, you know, man, no disrespect, but it's just they are more experienced and better players at this point. So she was waived back on May 5th. And she wasn't picked up by any other teams, which I was surprised about, man, just because she is a veteran. She plays high IQ basketball, and she brings a winning culture and mentality. So I think that will benefit her with a new organization like the Valkyries. She did sign up to play for Team USA in the 3v3 BA basketball competition at the end of June, but now she's got some other things going on. Now, we know the Valkyries definitely relied heavy on an international roster, and with the FIBA World Cup coming up, the qualifying tournaments taking place this summer, the roster has completely been depleted, and that opened up a spot for Bree Hall to sneak up in there. She signed a rest of the season contract, so we expect her to finish the year out with the Valkyries, and she's available to play as early as Thursday. I'm hoping she gets the revenge, man. I hope she comes out there, plays her game, knocks down a couple 3 balls, makes some spectacular defensive plays like we know she can do, and prove that she is a valuable asset in this W. We've seen so many players, and we've cried for extensions and expansion within this league, because we've seen so many talented players not on rosters right now. Bree Hall is the 11th Gamecock to be playing on a WNBA roster, and if a player of her caliber is having trouble finding a roster spot, that's when you know it's a problem. But Breezy Hall, man, honestly could have went to modeling. She could be doing anything she wants, influencing modeling. She stayed ready. She stayed in the gym. And I know for sure she is ready for this opportunity. And I know Coach Dawn Staley and the Gamecock Nation is fully behind her. But you just talk about a competitor, a great person, a great teammate that has battled some triumphed through some battles, some ups and downs. It was a time where some felt like Malaysia Fulwiley should be taking that starting spot, or Tessa Johnson when she was in college. Coach Dawn Staley trusted her defensive stopper, and we saw just the magnitude of her impact on the defensive end, shutting down top opposing wing players, notably Madison Booker, the SEC Player of the Year. She just has a very mature and calm and poised but cerebral approach to the game, and I love this opportunity for her. I think she's going to come in and be able to get minutes early and often. I think she's going to make the most of this opportunity, and she's getting a real chance to play throughout the rest of the season, to develop, get very, very meaningful reps. That's the thing about a lot of these young players, man. They come in and they get cut, and they don't get those reps that they need to continue to develop and adjust to the physicality as well as the speed of the W, man. So I'm happy for Breezy Hall. I know she's going to do some big things in the W, and I think she's going to be a better pro than a college player just because of the speed, how wide open it is, and how much 3-and-D wings are relied upon in the W right now, man. So I'm expecting her to get that revenge against Indiana. You got to take it personal. When a team drafts you, cuts you, basically tells you they don't believe in you and that you can't be an asset to this team, and we don't need you, ultimately, that's what it's saying when they cut you. Breezy Hall's the type of player that's gonna come in with a chip on her shoulder. We know that. She knows what's at stake, and I hope she gets that revenge. I hope she goes out there and really makes an impact immediately and proves those naysayer wrongs that she could have had one of those spots over Lexi Hull or Sophia Cunningham potentially if they would have given her the chance. And we know, man, the Fever have known with Celeste Taylor. We've seen them mishandle Grace Berger. We've seen them mishandle young talent and not really develop it to the max. And players have left that organization and found greener pastures and success with other teams. So I'm expecting the same thing for Breezy Hall, man. Her to go out there, maybe guard Caitlin Clark, maybe make things difficult for her. Sophia Cunningham, Lexi Hull, getting that get back for Breezy Hall, man. But y'all let me know how y'all feel in the comments. That is a wrap for us. For all the latest and the greatest, I am Brandon Blakeney, aka Brandon Lee TV. This is the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. And until next time, my people, we out.